Hello, everybody, and welcome to a daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby live on a Saturday. Hope everyone is doing all right in this funny climate we find ourselves in. Got 13 people in already. Hello to everybody. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button on your way in if you haven't done so. That's the whole algorithm thing talking about us again. I appreciate that. I always have a look at the comments that are in the chat before I come on live, and I notice that a lot of people are saying that the temperature is very choice where they are, as in reasonably hot. I mean, we've got Alan Keys saying it's 27 degrees where he is. I suppose it's pretty variable where we are in the country. We've had about 20, 21 down here today, according to the thermometer on my car where I've been driving around. But it's going to get a bit warmer than that come Monday/Wednesday. But like I said in my video earlier, just don't worry about it. We'll get through it. It is what it is. It's summer after all. It's hot weather. I mean, I remember last year sitting in 40 degrees up at Heathrow. You know, all the same. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And, you know, you read through the mainstream media on this, and it's apocalyptic stuff. They want to scare the hell out of us, as usual. And for fuck's sake, pack it in. Pack it in is all I'm saying. Anyway, let's go and have a few hellos, shall we? We've already said Alan, so hello to you. Tanner Family Memories, hello, and welcome to the chat. Is that Aggie Petty? Hello to you. That's a name I'm not sure I recognise, but thank you for joining us, and especially if you're new here. Evening, Andy. Hope you're keeping hydrated there. Funny you should say that, Gary Moores. I've just had a beer. Only one of those San Miguel tall lager bottles, and it went down quite nice on a hot summer's day. Very nice. The intro music, I'm not sure. I've heard the intro music before, but somebody did that for me a long time ago. So pass is the answer to that. John Harrington, good evening to you, South Yorkshire. What's it like up there? Nice evening, nice and warm, is it? I went to a little town in South Yorkshire, well, more of a village actually, called Luddenham Foot. It's just underneath Halifax, and I went there a few years ago with a friend of mine on some personal business, and I remember I thought it was quite nice up there. I thought I need to visit here again sometime. John Harrington, hello from 27-degree Chester. You must be boiling, Alan. Absolutely. Good evening, Alan Pape. Hope you've had a good day and you're not too hot. Yes, I think everybody's getting it somehow. Hello, Cosmic Water. Good to see you. Hope you're all right. Julie Keys, I noticed you said you had your fan on full blast. Yes, there you are. I mean, they're good, aren't they? I saw a wonderful picture on social media where it was somebody actually had a cover for a duvet, and they got in it to weigh it down and pointed two powerful fans at it, and it opened it up and there's like cold air cushions. Like, oh yes, we'll have some of that. Thank you very much. But trouble is, you can't really be too mobile with that. Not too bad at the moment. I'm dreading tomorrow with all that restlessness, lack of concentration, and being unable to sleep. Yes, that's the only trouble with the hot stuff, isn't it? You know, we get by during the day and everything, but when it comes to resting, that's the difficult thing. I had a driver today who I sent down to Southampton to pick somebody up, and then across to Heathrow and then home again. So it's a good day for him money-wise. But he said he was absolutely boiling with sweat, and he had to find a tree which took some of the edge off, some of the edge. John Harrington again. Gary Moores, see if we got anybody new in here. Tina, hello to you. What a crap day I've had. Anyhow, waiting for your live. Well, we're here now, Tina. Good to see you. And glad we could oblige. John Harrington again. Anna Perkins, evening all. Getting towards being hot as hell. Why have we been so naughty? Yes, we've gone to hell, haven't we? Hell in a handbasket. But I'm sure we'll get through the other side. It is summer after all. Harry Harlow, good to see you. Zena as well. And I hope you're all okay. David Crosby sent a £2 super sticker. Thank you very much for your support, David. That's wonderful. And I appreciate that. Hello, Paul Kelly. Jodie Pitt is in the chat. Hello to you, Julie Baldwin. You're all here. That's wonderful. And good to see all of the regulars once again. I managed to get a couple of bits of content out earlier, which was cool, towards the end of the day. Managed to get here for the live now too. So all good. I want to ask you a question. Do you like Jim Davidson? Give me a 1 in the chat if you do, or a 2 if you don't. So 1 for like him, 2 for don't. That's Jim Davidson. I want to see the answers, and I'll tell you why in a minute. What was the big bottle of lager then? Sam McGwell, it was, Cosmic Wartoad. 1, 1. Come on, you lot. Who likes Jim Davidson? 1, 1. There's a 2 there. 1. 1. Another 2. Okay, there's a couple that don't, and the majority do. Hello, Slurpy Dave. Good to see you. Long time no see. Yeah, the reason I ask, I live in Margate, as you all know, down in the southeast, and we've got a place called the Winter Gardens, which is a venue for shows and musicians and comedians and all that sort of thing. I mean, Google it, look it up, and you'll see what it is. And it's in a big danger of closing down at the moment. And Jim Davidson is actually going on tour. And one of the places he's coming to is the Winter Gardens on the 21st of July. Now, if I can get a ticket and go and see him, I will do, because I like him as well. He makes me belly laugh to buggery, basically. And what made me laugh, there's another comedian that lives locally that I actually used to go to school with, funnily enough. I think he was in the year below me, who's had things to do with Jim Davidson. And he put a picture of this giant, great big poster, which was on one of the advertising boards going out of town, had Jim Davidson there like this. And it was saying that he was going to be at the Winter Gardens on the 21st of July. And he said, what a poster. Well, all of the lefties came out to play, didn't they? I have never seen so much vile hatred and outright rudeness in all my life. And it's all the stereotypical stuff that the mainstream media comes out with. Racist, racist, sexist, sexist, washed up comedian from 20 years ago. And there was literally a list of it, display. And I thought, oh, wonderful. I hope he comes, and I hope he knows about this, because he pisses off all the lefties. That's, very good. And I hope he has a whale of a time. You could tell they were all that way inclined, because they were sort of always going to come down and talk to all the Tories, and they really weren't impressed at all. I'm expecting somebody with a protest banner outside going, Jim, we don't want you, Jim, we don't want you. But who knows? It was just ridiculous. But yes, he's coming here on the 21st of June, and I love it. Who else have we got here? It's the same towards Ray Chubby Brown. That's right, Gary Moores. I mean, I think there was a couple of venues he tried to get into, wasn't there? And they tried to cancel him as well. I like him more, Clarabelle, I like him more now, and even more so for calling out Bashley Anjo. Bashley Anjo, I love it. What was it Belfield called him? It was Ashley Banjo, wasn't it? No, or something. I don't bloody know. Some music. No, Ashley Violin. Ashley Banjo's his name. He called him Ashley Violin. That was right, and that did make me smile. Tina, I admit I wouldn't often buy the Greek yogurt ones, the Bounty ice cream, but don't you make me hungry, you lot. Where else are we? I've been to Spain, folks, and I met a Spanish flasher. He was called Senor Willie. Senor Willie. Thank you, Slurpy, for that. Hi, Kim. Hi, Andy, and all the people in the chat. Uh, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Thank you, Kim Alliston. Good vibes sent back to you, and hope you are well. He was talking about the Winter Gardens on his YouTube channel. John Harrington says that's excellent. I mean, we have a problem at the moment with our local council, and I don't know what level it lies in, but we have three venues here, three reasonably major venues. We have the Winter Gardens, we have the Theatre Royal, where they do plays, pantos, and all that sort of thing, as the name implies, and the Turner Contemporary. Now, the Turner Contemporary is an art gallery on the seafront, which was put there under great protest, I might add, from all the locals, and it's going back a few years. The Winter Gardens has been there for years and years and years and years, and it's seen so many stars, so many shows, and there's a local drama group called Margate Operatics that call it its home. And the Winter Gardens, I mean, they're blaming the convicts for this as well. It's in danger of closing. In fact, I think it's pretty much as good as going to close. And there was a big, I'd call it a protest, but it was more of a point of view. We're going to come down there and we're going to have a meet. We're going to tell you we don't want this to happen. You know, this is what we can do. We need this to. And the same with the Theatre Royal. That's in danger as well. Two very big national assets, or very big local assets. And, you know, it looks like it could be shutting. It's such a shame. And I just hope when Jim Davidson comes down here, it might try and raise a little bit of awareness. I don't know if anything can be done about it, but we'll have to see. It's a shame. Listen, everybody, this is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Welcome to all of my lovely regulars and all the other subscribers here. And it's good to see you in the chat. If you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up. We've got just over 50 people watching. Let's try and get those numbers up a bit more, and also make sure the likes are up there with them. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so either, because that helps us as well. And that's wonderful too. And don't forget, you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook this evening. So hello to all the Facebook people across there. If you're watching, it's good to see you. Let's get back to it. Let's have a look. Hi, Slurpy, where you been? That's what I'd like to know. Zena will be cold in winter, and I will be comfortable again. Alan, yeah, it does get quite repressive, this weather, doesn't it? It's can get very humid. It's been a whopping 19 degrees in the Isle of Man today. Well, ain't you lucky? We've had it about 20, 21 down here today. It's the coolest it's been for a while, and it gets hotter the further around the M25 you get up towards London. Jim Davidson tells too many dodgy jokes for me. I like his ex-wife jokes and all that sort of thing. You know, like the time he watched his wedding video in reverse because he wanted to watch himself leaving the church as a free man. You know, those kinds of jokes make me laugh. And he's very, very good with the armed forces, isn't he? He can tune right into what they want. Hello, we are moaning about the heat. Yes, just a tad. One, I like him because he says what he thinks. Nick Stink Pooter says exactly. He does loads for our vets. That's the main thing. I might do a video actually about the Winter Gardens and try and do some kind of link up, because some exposure needs putting in there. It needs saving an asset like that locally. It can't shut, and I'm really worried that the future of that place is already foretold, but we will see. I still don't understand what you mean, Alan, but it's okay. At Zena W. Yeah, I love the community here because we all chat, don't we? We all chat. Hi, Andy. Hi, everyone in the chat. That's Tracy Regan. Hello to you. And where are we? 59 people now. Let's try and get this up a little bit more into the 60s and the 70s and above. I think we hit something like 120 the other day, which was all cool. I did a video earlier about, I suppose, media outlets and what we see with media outlets and what they allow us to see, and the way they saturate their channels with loads and loads of the same old bullshit. And it's very difficult to find out what's going on in real life, isn't it? Because all the little stories kind of fathom towards the bottom. And that's what I like to try and do with these live chats, try and bring you a couple of stories out that you might not necessarily know about or might not necessarily have seen. What's this? Yeah, that's a good idea, Anna Perkins. I might try and make some quick action. Let's see what it gives. None of the American news channels are talking about that Hunter Biden video. Well, John Harris, they won't, because they want to sweep it under the carpet, won't they? And did you see that one with Joe Biden when he went over to the old person with the shaky hands, even though he said before that, he was going to make an example out of them because of what they did? More political bullshit, I'm afraid. Who's this? Steve McGarrett. Hello, Andy from Hawaii 5-0. Hello, Steve McGarrett. Good to see you. The council have probably decided the future of the place. What's this? After serious meetings behind closed town doors and councillors having meetings in restaurants and taking on golfing holidays and bribes, I tell you what, Cosmic Wartoad, with my actual council, you are very, very close to the mark there. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. But I have to be careful and don't bite off the hand that feeds me. But there you go. Andy, petrol protests in Paris, nothing in mainstream media. Well, Stephen Dalton, again, it's something that they don't want us to know about, isn't it? A lot of that goes on. I saw in the news the other day, I take it you heard about Ivana Trump, old Donald's first wife, dead at the age of 73. I thought that was quite shocking. It just seems like no age, really. And they've come out with the cause and manner of her death now. And it just sounds like such a shame. Ivana Trump died of blunt force injuries from accidentally falling down stairs. There she is. That's Ivana Trump, of Donald's first dearly beloved. That's so young. Ivana Trump, President Donald Trump's first wife, died of blunt force injuries to her torso falling downstairs, a medical examiner has ruled. The cause of Ivana's death was blunt impact trauma, and the manner of her death was an accident. There's always cause and there's always manner. This is a spokeswoman for the New York City's Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. This came out on Friday afternoon. Having released this determination, OCME will not comment further on the investigation, the spokeswoman said the day after Ivana's death. Toxicology reports and details around what happened before the fall have also not been revealed. And it goes on. Two law enforcement sources on Thursday had said that police were looking into whether Ivana, 73, fell down the stairs of her home in Manhattan's Upper East Side. According to the New York Times, one of the officials had said there was no indications of forced entry into the residence. I suppose that's a suspicion straight away. Ivana was found unresponsive and alone on a staircase in her home, and first responders pronounced her dead at the scene. Giuliano Zolani, who owns a restaurant that Ivana frequented, said she did not appear to be doing well when she stopped by 2 weeks ago. She was in bad shape. She could barely walk. She didn't eat her food. She took it home with her. Ivana married Donald in 1977. That's a year before I turned up. And they had 3 children, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump. Ivana held top positions within the Trump organization until the couple divorced. and she went on to start her own clothing, jewellery, and beauty products lines. Her ex-husband posted on his Truth social platform, I still haven't had a look at that, by the way, on Thursday, that Ivana was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life. Her pride and joy were her 3 children. She was so proud of them, as we were all so proud of her. Rest in peace, Ivana, he wrote. Earlier on Friday, New York Attorney General Letitia James' office said it agreed at the request of lawyers for President Trump to postpone dispositions in any civil investigation set for next week. There is a temporary delay and the dispositions will be rescheduled as soon as possible, stated a spokesman with James's office, and we offer our condolences to the Trump family. I mean, it's a tragedy, isn't it? No matter who it is, and when it happens like that. But that age, 73, that just doesn't seem like anything at all in this day and age. Yes, condolences to the family. And the comments I read about her, I couldn't really find anything negative about her. So she was probably one of life's little gems, maybe. Very sad that she was alone in her house. Absolutely. Hi, Mum. Just seeing you pop in there. Kim Jong-un was Rocket Man. Donald Trump was Rocket Mouth. Yeah. Two together. And they were all born orange. Yes, a few choice words there about the Trumps. Definitely. But yes, there's a few more people joining the chat now. So hello to all of you. Good to see you and welcome. And it's Saturday. It's quite pleasant down here, really. And we're doing okay. I'll tell you another story I saw in the Post. It was about a burglary, and again, this is one of the things that you don't hear because of all the shit that's in the media about all the things they're trying to wind us up about. Julie Baldwin, if that's the one that Maya did the other day. No, I haven't. I'll try and look at that when we finish today. Yeah. There's another story here about a burglar by the name of Jack Martin. Remember that name. You know, when you're burgled, when you have your home broken into by somebody, it's one of the most intrusive things that you can go through. I know through personal experience because it happened to me many years ago. To come home and find the front door of your home kicked in and everything thrown everywhere, and you know, your personal space intruded, and you know, you just feel violated, and you're so glad when the perpetrator's caught. This happened to me and my family many years ago. Well, probably 30 years ago now, better part of. Somebody came to our home and they went through the front door. They actually kicked the door in and stole, you know, various items from the house. Thankfully, they didn't find everything they could have done. Otherwise, that could have been something else entirely. And there was not a single fingerprint anywhere in the house. And what the perpetrator had actually done, when he went to kick the front door in, he put his ungloved hand on the window ledge outside to support himself and then went through the door. And it was the fingerprints left on the window ledge outside the door from that ungloved hand that actually linked him up with the crime. And, you know, he went down for it. But a stupid thing which gets you caught. You know, these people think they're clever. They think they can come into people's homes and invade their privacy and everything else, but inevitably they will get caught. I mean, look at this individual. You can see that. See him with that big shiner. I mean, he's a charming looking fella, him, isn't he? Well, as I say, his name is Jack Martin, and he was quite a prolific burglar. And the problem is, the last house he broke into belonged to a police officer. Yes, a police officer. This is the story. A burglar who commented on his own police appeal saying, "If you see me, you better keep your mouth shut," has been jailed for breaking into an off-duty PC's house. Jack Martin, 21 years old, just a kid really, all right, legally an adult, but just a kid really, tried to raid police officer Georgina Kerr's home in South Wales, but was confronted by her before he could take anything. He ran off and tried to steal a neighbour's car keys, but was pursued by PC Kerr. She arrested him after she heard witnesses shouting, "He's jumping the fence." In a police interview, Martin claimed he had been with another man who'd gotten away. He admitted burglary and burglary of intent regarding the incident in Cwmbran, I think it is, in June. In 2019, he'd previously taunted police on an appeal for her whereabouts, posted online, "If you see me, keep your mouth shut." Yes, very cocky sod, isn't he? Prosecutor Talia Keskin told Cardiff Crown Court the recent offence was a third strike burglary conviction for Martin. Judge Nicholas Parry said there were serious burglaries for the following reasons. They occurred at night, the properties were occupied. There was a confrontation, you were acting with another, you were acting under the influence of alcohol, and you were on licence after being released from another sentence. And on top of that, you've had 2 previous convictions for burglary and 2 previous convictions for attempted burglary. Martin, of No Fixed Abode Newport, was jailed for 2 years and 3 months for what he did. So there you go. Stupid idiot broke into a home that belonged to a police officer. And that police officer tackled him and he got sent down. But the problem is 2 years is no sentence at all for somebody who's obviously a prolific burglar. And what message does that send to anybody else that is going to do this sort of thing? I mean, inevitably they will break in and they will do what they want to do. But then how does the situation change when they're confronted? Are they going to do something to the house owner? Are they going to leave? What are they going to do? It's going to end in some way, isn't it? And 2 years just isn't enough in my view. Not enough by far. So I don't know what you think about it. Let's see in the chat. Had the home not belonged to a police officer, he'd have walked with a warning. Yes, probably right, Anna, because at the end of the day, a lot of these crimes, they don't tend to want to prosecute them anymore, do they? Lucky it was not a USA police officer. That's right, Kirky Bailey, because he'd have probably been shot. You know, right to defend your home and bear arms and all that Second Amendment stuff. Bridget, he must do time for that. Well, yes, I agree with you. But 2 years for that, it's no. I think he should have got more as he's got previous. If you catch a burglar in your house, you can detain them until the police arrive. Harry, I know you're allowed to use reasonable use of force to deal with an intruder in your home. I know that for certain. I've read up on it, and I know about it. But then the definition is what do you call reasonable use of force? That's open to interpretation. I know what I'd do, but that depends on what they determine. He needs to be put away for 10 years, Julie Keys. I agree with the sentiment, Julie Keys. He needs a lot longer than 2. He needs to be taught a lesson, and more often than not, it needs to send a message to other people. I think that's half the problem with law enforcement, not only in this country, in other countries. Where's the deterrent? It just isn't there anymore, is it? That's a shame of it. So if the head goes through the bars, a very slender type of child can wriggle through, as we were told by the police on site. Yeah, I remember years ago, my old man used to partner up with somebody when he was a copper, and he used to go around looking And one time they arrested this couple of burglars. There was a full-size, fully grown man like me and a midget. And the guy used to send the midget through the cat flap in the back of the house, open the front door, and in they came. Bear with me a second. Oh, it's all right, the door was open. I just had to give it a shut. Yeah, and one time, and they also used to go through windows as well at the top. And one time they attended a site, and this little midget burglar was through the window with his ankles hanging out. So, hello, grab him, gone. So they never get away with it entirely. I think they get too cocky. I have one for you all. How would you feel if you had a convicted criminal who killed two little girls living and working in your area? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Near schools or anything like that, Bridget? You tell me. That just can't be right, really. Can't be right. Listen, everyone, this is the Daily Chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please hit the thumbs up in the chat. That would be good of you. Please subscribe as well to the channel. That'll be great also. It's really great to see everybody. And thank you for your contributions and your comments and all the support as usual. Really appreciate it. And don't forget, you can find us on social media and everywhere else as well. Kirky Bailey, looked at history and long books. Yes, definitely. I mean, another one. I mean, we've got a thing in America at the moment where we've got, you know, active shooters at schools where, you know, mad people are coming in with guns and killing kids. It's really bad. I saw this one today. Parent wrestled knife man wielding a meat cleaver to the ground outside a school. There you go. Get that picture up there. I think you can just about see that. We'll have to find a better way of doing this so you can see the pictures. Wrestled to the ground there. So they obviously had hostile intent. Yes, parents surrounded and tackled an armed suspect to the ground who was allegedly waving a meat cleaver outside a primary school. Dramatic photos from the scene showed a man being pinned down outside St George's Primary School in Wigan. Children were kept in classrooms and parents in the hall while officers swarmed the scene at 3:10 p.m. So I'm guessing this would have been around, you know, kicking out time, home time. This was reported by the Manchester Evening News. Parents from nearby Tardsley Primary School were asked to collect their children due to the incident. According to a witness, the man was heading towards St George's Primary School with a meat cleaver before parents and passers-by wrestled him to the ground. One man who intervened during the standoff said, "I saw him walking towards the school with a meat cleaver." Another parent, who was one of the first to call the police, said it was an accident waiting to happen. My husband, who works from home, ran down the stairs and said, "He's on the front going into school with a meat cleaver." And I was just on the phone talking to the police straight away and talking through to them until they got there, they told the Manchester Evening News. The parent praised the teachers at the school, saying they acted very quickly to get everyone into the school hall and safe. 3 men were trying to calm him down, but he was very, very agitated, and then he moved further in. And then it was 7 men who were watching what he was doing, and then one of them actually wrestled him to the floor, they added. If he'd gone, one of them kids, it would have been horrific. One parent, who also heard the man screaming, said, "When I went to pick up my child, we got put in the hall and the kids were in the classrooms. We were in there for an hour or so." The parents who wrestled the suspect to the ground were hailed heroes, with others rushing to thank them for their actions to apprehend the man. A spokesperson for Greater Manchester Police said at around 3:10 p.m. on Friday the 15th of July, we were called to reports of a man with a bladed weapon at a primary school on Darlington Street, Tarlesley. There you go. It happens here too. I wonder what his name was. Know what I mean? I noticed how the face was blanked out in the pictures there, and it's just thankfully that there was a parent that was brave enough and quick thinking enough to be able to do something at the right time, and no doubt probably saved a lot of people from injury or worse. And you know, where did this guy come from? What was his intentions? Well, we know what his intentions were, at least on the face of it. And yeah, what was his name? And kids, you know, I think the school, by the looks of it, did very well there and acted everybody in, got and kept everybody out of harm's way. So bravo to them, bravo to the parent who did the necessary. Doesn't always end that way, but that's a good story where everybody in the community clubbed together and kept the kids safe. But again, it's a story you wouldn't hear about because we're too busy with Rishi Sunak, Captain Mordaunt, and who's going to be the best fit for the country. And let's not mention the COVIDs, particularly the Centurion variant of the old Kung Flu. It's pretty disgusting, really. Let's have a look at the chat again. John Harrington, I like History Debunked. It gives different views. Yeah, I've watched a couple of his videos. Very interesting chap. Very, very interesting. He kind of, I never know whether he's reading off of a pre-prepared script or not, but he very much kind of looks down a lot. And his attention wanders, but you know, not his attention, but his gaze wanders elsewhere. But he's a very, very knowledgeable gentleman with very, very well-researched points of view. History Debunked, and I do like listening to him. History has a habit of being rewritten, certainly does. Dave Allen, yes, that's another name from the past. Very funny. I have a very small golf club by the door. I'm now thinking of making a monkey fist key ring for the door key and others for going out. Mostly little things, a bit like a rock in a sock. Yeah, we had a baseball bat by the door for similar reasons, Anna. And I'll tell you a good one that I was always taught, particularly those that are very worried about attack. I mean, you know, you've got your fist. What you do, you take the key like that. You clout somebody with that, it's going to hurt. And then the next thing you do is run. So there are very basic things that you can do to try and keep yourself safe if you feel the need. It's a shame we have to talk about that, though. It really is. Where are we? Cut yourself. I mean that seriously. Loved Dave Allen. Yes, he was brilliant, wasn't he? The hot weather sends people nuts, Tyrone Whitehead. Oh, it can do, definitely. Hello, Neats. Good to see you. Have to go now, Andy and Army. Thanks for chat. Good night. History has a habit of doing something. Yeah, loads of comments tonight. I appreciate them all. Right, folks. Tomorrow, I'm not going to do a live. I'll tell you that right now. And I'll tell you the reason why. I'm actually out working at midnight, kind of midnight Monday night. So it's just not going to be a fit around this amount of time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this live stream that we've done tonight and split it up into the individual stories and put it on as content tomorrow for people that don't necessarily watch this live stream, but they couldn't give an opinion on, you know, the stories that I've read out within it this evening. So that's there for them. And obviously, if there's any breaking news or anything like that, I'll bring it to you also, as I usually try to do every day. I think actually I've done something pretty much every day of the week this week. I'm sure I have, so I'm very pleased to be back in the actual saddle, so to speak. And long may it continue. But looking at the calendar next week, I think pretty much every day, all bar maybe one, I'll be able to do a live like this every time. I want to say a thank you to everybody that's joined us this evening. If you haven't done so, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the like button on the chat before you go, just to help the algorithm along and help get the channel noticed. If you haven't done so already and you're new here, please subscribe to the channel too. It's completely free. There's no gimmicks, no catches like that. Thank you to anyone that's left us a super chat or a super sticker this evening. That's gratefully received also, and just goes in the Coke Fund. So that's very much appreciated. And don't forget to check us out on all the other social media outlets where you can find us. I'm going to call it a night. Enjoy the rest of yours. I know there's not a lot left really. Stay cool, stay safe. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.